All right. Good afternoon. Welcome to another, video about doing data structures. On my journey to learn data structures and algorithms, I have been on sliding windows and two pointers for the majority of, I, um, I guess, majority of this year. To be fair, I never really put time into learning it for 2 hours. I actually use like these AI tools to like give me what is a good practical amount of time. What is the best way to truly study data structures and algorithms? And I got a result from ChatGPT that was telling me I should do it for like 2 hours a day if I wanted to learn how to truly understand the media. See, it says daily routine 2 hours, and I'm supposed to like study one pattern and then watch an explanation, read an article, write notes to try to understand it. And I don't know if I did this question or made a video about this question in particular. I was already trying to work on it. I think I even saw the answer a little bit, but I can't remember all the things that happened within the answer or all the code that would solve the question. So I'm gonna keep working on it until I feel like I'm really close. And I know there's this one type of code or this one piece of code that I did see where it's supposed to check like how can I explain it? It's supposed to check like if there's a array. I'm sorry. Um, Let me see. It's supposed to do this. So there's an array. Nums is the array, and I is the index, right? So there's like supposed to be some type of if condition, some type of condition that checks nums. Oops, let me put nums right. Oops, turned off nums, and then it's supposed to be like I, and then it's supposed to do some. I don't know if it's supposed to minus it. I think it's supposed to minus it, like nums I minus one is equivalent to nums j minus nums j plus 2. It was something like that. Because, okay, with an arithmetic slices, there's a, you're supposed to go down this array and have this window of at least three elements that have like the same arithmetic. So, a number, I guess, how do I explain it? All three elements have to have similar spacing of numbers. So as you see within here, 1, 3, 5, 7, there's a distance of, I guess, one apart from each other. And in the second example, there's a distance of zero. There's zero distances. So they have to have the same distance or arithmetic, and it has to at least be three or more. And then you try to find the maximum arithmetic pattern, basically. And the way, if I can speak about it out loud, I swear there was something when I looked at the answer some time ago. There was this piece of code that was very easy to understand, where it's like you're looking at the current iteration or the current index, the index before you minus it, then you're supposed to look at the iteration um, that's next and the iteration after that and minus that, and they have to check it, if these iterations are the similar. and that was like the way to find the arithmetic. It was something to that degree. I do believe they used two different loops, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just one loop. And you're making the comparison of the iteration before, equaling the iteration that's coming up next, and the iteration after that. And you're trying to see if like they're equivalent, and if they are, this means it's the arithmetic is present. Therefore, you store it. I think that's how it works. But maybe I should just start speaking about it out loud. And if I can talk about it loud enough or talk about it out loud, I might think of a better pattern, or I don't want to just memorize what it's supposed to look like. I will have the understanding to implement whatever code that's needed to actually capture the proper arithmetic, I guess. Because that all will make sense if um if I was only scanning for at least four elements. Because isn't this wouldn't this only this make sense if I scan four elements? So it's the current iteration, the iteration before, the iteration that's coming up, and the iteration that's coming up after that. Um, is that how it's supposed to work? Because I have I, that's going to be 0, and j is going to be I plus 2. So maybe this should be j, because this is now going to be 3. So 0 to 2 will be I minus 1. I mean, I minus, I mean, -1 won't return anything, right? But I plus 1 will. That's the I plus 1 will. And nums j is automatically going to be the third window. So if I applied this condition to just 1, 2, 3, 4, and I is initially 0, that's going to be 1, and it's going to be minus I minus -1, which doesn't exist. So will that be undefined? And then it will look at I plus 1, which is going to be 2, and the next one will be 3, and that'll be -1. Hmm. So I'm not sure what happens within PHP if you try to call for a index that doesn't exist. Does he just throw undefined? Um, hmm. I'm not entirely sure. I think there's something called php.io that I can just verify. Let me see if there is a php.io. There's a PHP something. PHP code checker syntax. PHP. I don't know what they're called. I don't call it. I don't want to call it online. Yeah, I just do that. PHP. It's the sandbox. Online PHP. That's what I was thinking about. Um, I just need to check if that exists. What happens? So now I have to create something. I'll just create a nums. I'll just create something called nums, and I'll call it 1, 3, 4. Great. And I'm just going to echo out. Matter of fact, I'm just going to echo out this statement where I pretty much did the same thing within leak code. I'm just going to grab this actually and take out like the letters and all this other type of stuff. Take out the letters and just put -1 and put, you know, 2, oops, put 2 here and put 3 here. Oh, actually put 2 here and then put 1 here. And see what happens. I think it's going to give me an error actually. Yeah, undefined array key. Yeah, it wouldn't make any sense. Mm. So the only way you can do this is to determine if I is greater than 1. So maybe this will actually work. So if we actually use if I was like 1 or 2, and then it did a previous one where the previous would be 1, and then it would be like 2 minus 1, which would be 1, and then it will look for the next one, 3, and it'll look for 4, and 3 minus 4 would be -1. Maybe I should wrap these in absolute because even then this will actually be -1, and this will be 1. Interesting. When I look at 3, -1, -5, let's assume that the iteration starts at -1. So this is -1, and the previous is 3. So you minus that. What would that be, like -4 or something? Then you have -1 minus -9. And what would that be? That'd be -4 again. Mm, I think I'm on the right track right now, but you also have to determine. I guess when it starts off at 0, you have to actually, maybe you can use modulus. Because wouldn't modulus, if I put modulus, does modulus exist? How does PHP modulus? Percent calculates it. Remaining integer division. So if I put 135, would the modulus be 2? Let's see. 1 plus 3 plus 5, and I put the modulus to be 3, would it be 2? It'd be 0. And 0 means there's some type of correlation. There's like a connection. Because if I put another one like 7, it will be like a remainder of 1. But if I put this at 4, it's be 0. Maybe I should be using modulus instead. So I want to at least see within the window. The window has to be at least 3. If it satisfies 3, if there is if the modulus, because I think I'm going to start including the modulus. If I use a modulus and I look at 3 elements and it's 0, I'm going to initially store it in this like this output, this counter. Okay, there's at least 3 elements. Okay, great. Now I'm going to move J um, to the right to expand the window. And then if J doesn't move, if J there's a modulus that's greater than is that is doesn't equal 0, then I'm going to move the counter to the left, which is going to be I. I doesn't expand, then I'm going to move the counter to and and just keep moving it. Um, I think that's what the move should be. Mm, okay, so I should count 3 items. I should use the modulus to determine if it equals 0. These are 3 items. Count all of these 3 items up. Does it equivalent to 0? If it is, good. Increase the counter or increase the window on the right side or J up by 1 and do it again. And then count all the variables, all the numbers in the variables. Does it equal to 1? Does it equal to 0? If it equals to 0, that means there's an arithmetic there. If it doesn't equal to 0, that means uh, you have to increase the count to the I to 0. And maybe I shouldn't use 2 for loops. Maybe I should use a while loop, you know? Maybe I should use a while loop and maybe I'm thinking while loop. I'm thinking while loop, and the condition would be like while j is less than the length, and just keep going that way. So I will. There's a couple things I'm going to do right now. I'm going to take out this for loop, these 2 for loops, right? And I am going to put I to be 0. I'm going to put J to be 2. So now we already have a window. We already have this window open. And then I'll have a while loop. And I will say while J is less than length, and then I will make some checks. So the way that I'm going to increase the length of J or the right pointer to expand it is if maybe there should be additional things of why I should expand it. Definitely expand it if, okay, what if, well, if both of them, if I look at the three windows and both of them, or I guess if the modulus doesn't work, I think both pointers should move to the right. But if the modulus does work, meaning the arithmetic or the modulus is equal to 0, then only the second pointer, which is going to be j, should move. Um, and maybe there should be another condition for the left pointer, which is I. But I think I'm getting the logic. I think that's what the logic should be. Um, I should be able to grab all the values from zero, from whatever the values are. So what is the best way? Because as I continue to move the one of the pointers that's going to be higher than 3, maybe it'd be like 36, because the numbers can be the length could be anywhere between 5,000. So the the pointer could be like, I don't know, 50 or something like that. And I have to be able to determine, um, what what was I saying? I'm sorry, I completely blanked out. But I have to make this determination of when J should keep going and when J should just stop. Okay. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get all the items from X to whatever, from I to J, and then calculate them. Unless I loop through them. Or I get like a subarray. Like, is there a way that I can get all the values between this and this that way? Get array values between indexes using the slice. Duh. So I have get the array, get the starting index, and the length. Calculate the length, result array slice. Keep original keys. Let me see, array slice start index. End index. But they're not doing, so this is the end index minus to calculate the length to extract exclusive elements. Okay, so I want to start with B to get E, to get B to E, to get the length. Array slice, and then you get the array. I see. Yeah, I could try to do it this way. And then I'll just like calculate. Oh, so then I need to do like a reduce too. So I cut out these values, do some type of reduce, like or array. No, no, maybe not an array map. PHP array reduce. Maybe I should say example. Actually, I don't need to add them up. Well, technically I do. I need to add them up and then I need to count the number. Okay, so this is the plan I have at this moment. So I have the plan is this. We're going to get all the indexes of the array, index from the start to the end. Just like in the example of get array values, where you get the index in index and the start index plus 1 to get the length, and then you get the start index and then you do array slice to get this remaining amount. Then you'll count them up and at the same time add them all together, do a modulus to see if it equals to zero. If it equals to zero, then you have the output of zero. Therefore, you should store, whatever the count was into like the output. And then you would increase the pointer to the right, or I guess the left pointer. Is it the left pointer or the right pointer? Well, the second pointer to the right, and then you'll try to do it again. If it's zero, great. Then you update the output or the maximum number of arithmetic elements, and you keep doing that until you get something other than zero. If you get something other than zero, that's when you should move both the first pointer and the second pointer to the right, and you keep doing that until the second pointer hits the end of the array. That's my logic. And I haven't actually demonstrated or coded it out. Uh, Maybe it'll work, but it's probably the fear I have at the moment is that even if I do it that way, it's probably not going to it's probably not the most performant way to do it because I'm using so many different methods as opposed to just using like loops and all this other type of stuff. But I'm sort of excited. I'm going to end it right here, but maybe I'll continue forward with this and try my plan. If I can still remember this, I'll try this plan. If it works, good. If it doesn't, well, then I will give up and look at the solutions. But in any case, I'll end it right here.